Welcome. Welcome, family and friends. And thank you so much for joining us today as we join those two lovebirds together. Or should I say, this pair of indigo buntings for life. Regarding of how you met these two, Jess and Joe are really happy you made it here to show your love and support for this momentous occasion. And of course, to dance and swim all night. Jess and Joe are the flyer and the base, the flower and the bee, the honey and the comb. You can't have one without the other. They're just better together. So Jess, Joe, please share with all your friends and family how this love story began. Are you ready?
I'm ready if you are.
Well, it all started when I wanted to try something new. And I went with one of my friends to an acro yoga class. And it's this kind of yoga where two people work together. There's a base and a flyer. And I wanted to just try out something new with my friend.
And when I saw her come in that night, I thought, wow, who is she? There was just something about her that caught my eye, and I didn't know what it was yet, but I wanted to find out.
So I had so much fun that night. I met a lot of new people, including Joe. We worked together that night, and I exchanged contact information with a lot of people there, and Joe and I became Facebook friends.
About a year later, I went birding in Florida, and I saw some really cool birds, and I posted pictures when I got back.
I had a growing interest in birding, and I really wanted to start learning more about how to identify the birds, and I knew that Joe was the right guy to ask. So I sent him a message and I said, hey, would you like to go birding with me sometime?
And I saw this message from Jessica after about a year. Like, wow, yes, I'll go birding with you. So we made arrangements to meet up after work one day, and we went birding and we saw some really cool birds. And that started off us messaging more frequently. We did phone calls and started getting to know one another.
And we learned that we both went to the same yoga studio together too. So we started also going to Glowing Body and meeting up for classes there and things like that. So after a while of this getting to know each other again, I could tell that there was some growing interest, and I had to call Joe and let him know that I'm sorry, Joe, but the interest is not mutual.
I was crushed. But friend zoned again. But then I was in yoga class a couple weeks later, and I got there and I was getting settled in, and I heard there was people coming in behind just chit-chatting, and then I heard a voice say, "Hi, Joe." And I turned around and it was Jessica. I thought, wow, I think she really did mean to be friends.
Yeah, I certainly did. Joe's a wonderful naturalist, and I knew that I still wanted to hang out with him and keep learning more about going on hiking and different birds and things like that. So while we were at this time when we were just building a friendship, we both started working from home. And we both learned that during work from home time, it's really nice to just get out at lunchtime. And so Joe and I started meeting up and going for walks together at lunchtime.
And it was really nice because we just got to know one another that much better. And we eventually started, well, you sent me a picture one day.
Yes.
She sent me this picture of an enclosure for a cat called a catio. And there was a lot of joints in it, a lot of miter joints. And I asked Jessica, this is really interesting. Do you have a miter saw?
And I said, I have a handsaw and a miter box.
Well, how would you join all these miter joints together?
And I said, I hadn't thought about it.
Do you know have you thought about pocket hole joinery?
I've never heard of that before.
So we talked a little more, and eventually what came out of it was she invited me over for dinner in exchange for help with designing this catio.
So I had Joe over, we made fish tacos. He didn't know it. He thought I was going to have dinner ready when he arrived. But as soon as he walked in, I said, here's the knife and the onion. We need help. We need to start chopping. And so we had a nice dinner, and then we went out on the back porch. And this guy, he brought all the things that he needed. He brought a tape measure, notepad. He was taking measurements of the porch, really sketching it all out. And he also brought the drill and the pocket hole jig and some scrap lumber. And so he showed me that night how to make these pocket hole joints.
And so I went home and designed this in a CAD program, and I sent her the pictures.
I was super impressed, you guys. I did not see that coming.
So then, so we decided we're going to build this project, and I asked Jessica an important question. I said, Jessica, what do you want out of this project when it's over?
And I told him, I want to stand back when this is all done and know that I did this. I wanted to know that I could feel proud of this structure that I built, and that I knew that I was capable enough to use these tools and actually build something.
So I brought tools over to the house, the miter saw, drill, sawhorse, everything we needed. I taught Jess how to use all the tools. She marked all the lumber, she made all the cuts, and she drilled all the holes. She really did build the whole thing.
So while we were doing catio build, we were getting together like twice a week to work in the garage and do dinner, really talking more and getting to know each other more. And during that time, we started talking more about things we liked doing. And we both like going backpacking. And so we started talking more about backpacking. Joe told me about hammock camping, which I had never done before. And so after a while, I said to him, hey, the new moon is happening on this date, and the full moon is happening on that date. Which of these two dates would you like to go backpacking with me?
Both of them. So we planned a backpacking trip on the first date, and Noah and Silas went as well, and that was the easiest camping trip I've ever planned out with anybody. And we got up there, we picked out a great spot to camp. Sunset was amazing. And the next morning, Jess and I wanted to get up and watch sunrise together. It was one of the things we learned about one another. We're both sunrise people. Amazing sunrise. The colors were fabulous. And I fixed coffee that
He
morning.
had amazing pour over technique with this backpacker coffee style. It was a good setup.
So we really enjoyed that, and a couple weeks later, we planned a second backpacking trip. What's that? Rewind just a moment.
A couple days after our Huckleberry camping trip, Joe called me, and we were talking about it.
So we were talking about the trip, and I asked her, I said, Jessica, how am I respecting the no romance boundary with this friend zone?
That's a good question. I said, you know what? Going up to Huckleberry, it was pretty romantic, that sunrise.
Yes, it was. And we realized there's something special between us. It had been growing, and we realized there it is. So we planned our second backpacking trip. This time we went to Shining Rock in the Shining Rock Wilderness. Jessica said she wanted a challenging hike, so we hiked up Big East Fork to Shining Rock Summit.
It was a hard hike. We went up after work on a Friday. So when we got there, about a half mile into the hike, it starts raining. So we hiked in the rain and then in the dark, and the trail was not well maintained, so that it's overgrown with blackberries. And so we had to bushwhack our way up to the top of the mountain. And we get to the top of the mountain, and the cloud cover was so thick and so low that the GPS actually lost signal and we were disoriented for about 10 minutes.
But we found the trail. We got back. We got to the campsite. I set up the tarp. I went and got water while Jess got dried off and into some warm clothes because it was kind of chilly. And we fixed dinner under the tarp.
So once we were comfortable and warm and dry and out of the rain, I knew that on this camping trip, I needed to ask Joe an important question. And so after we ate our dinner, I looked at him and I said, Joe, would you like to date me?
I said no. I said,
So he says no, and I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure there was interest there. And my jaw dropped. I'm in shock. I think his mouth was moving, but I wasn't hearing any words.
she came back to consciousness when she heard me say, Jessica, I don't want to date you. I want to relationship you.
I think I started breathing again after that. So after that, we had a year of amazing adventures. We went so many different places. We went to Florida and to Georgia for backpacking. We went out to Colorado for about a week. We spent a lot of time with a lot of friends and just got to know each other more and really enjoyed we learned that we really enjoyed being with one another. So about a year after our Shining Rock camping trip, we found ourselves camping once again back at Huckleberry.
This time I had a ring in my pocket. She didn't know about it. We hiked up to the same spot, camped in the same spot. We got up again early to watch sunrise. And again, amazing sunrise. And I thought, is it time yet? And then the clouds would change and she would ooh and ah, there's more sunbeams. I thought, not yet. And then an indigo bunting, which was a special bird for us, came and perched right in front of us and started singing his song. It was just beautiful. Again, something that I just couldn't plan. And I thought, it's time. And I turned towards her and I said, Jessica, you're just such an amazing woman.
And this is normal. I hear stuff like that all the time. So I didn't think anything of it.
And I took her hand and we stood up and I said, you are so incredible. I love spending time with you.
And again, this kind of romance, this is normal. I still don't see what's coming next.
So I reached in my pocket and I got the ring out, got down on one knee, and I said, Jessica, would you like to continue this adventuresome life with me as my wife?
And I cried immediately and I was just overwhelmed. It was so beautiful. And I think eventually I did remember to say yes.
And here we are.
I'm sure you all enjoyed this beautiful love story. I certainly enjoyed it myself. So Jess, Joe, are you now ready to take this next step forever and together?
Yes.
Wonderful. Please join one hand. Joe, your co-adventurer and co-creator for the last 2 years stand before you, ready to become your partner for a lifetime. When you're ready, please share your vows.
Jessica, you're the most amazing woman I know. You're incredibly intelligent. I've always admired and appreciated the breadth and depth of your knowledge. Your ability to synthesize both the details and the big picture. Your ability to learn quickly, and your ability to communicate clearly. You're incredibly caring and thoughtful. I see you manifest these in all of your relationships. As partner, as mom, as daughter, sister, and friend. You're incredibly strong of heart and body. I see you persist even when it's hard and uncomfortable. You show courage and vulnerability. You speak up for yourself and for others. You're incredibly beautiful. I love looking at you every day. It melts my heart when you smile at me, wrap your arms around my neck, and draw me in close. I admire, respect, and love you, Jessica. I want you to know you are worth all of my attention, effort, time, patience, and love. I see all that you are, and I'm ready to commit my whole self, mind, body, heart, and soul to your whole self. I'm committed to being your true companion when life is happy, when it's sad, when it's excited, when it's normal, when it's easy, and when it's hard. I'm committed to listening to what you have to say, even when it's hard to hear or makes me uncomfortable. I'm committed to keeping your best interests in mind, to supporting and nurturing your growth as a person, respecting your ambitions, giving you freedom to dream, and encouragement to pursue your desires. I will remain committed to myself, physically, emotionally, and mentally, so I can continue showing up in this relationship, providing, protecting, caring, living with integrity, bringing a lot of fun and adventure as the best man I can be. I will continue to give you my patience, my honesty, my try, and my try again. I'll continue to cultivate our garden of life together by your side, growing and thriving with you for a lifetime.
Jess, your co-cultivator and co-dreamer for the last 2 years stands before you, ready to become your truest companion. When you're ready, please share your vows.
Joe, my love, my friend, my partner. Today I am committing to you, to myself, and to our relationship. There is so much about you that I love. I love the hardworking and highly skilled man that you are. You are strong. I respect your principles and I see you living with integrity. You are trustworthy. You are shamelessly honest and open, and I know that that takes courage. I admire the kind of listener you are and your ability to sit in and dig into emotional complexity. I see all that you are. I am ready to commit my whole self, mind, body, heart, and soul to your whole self. I am committed to our garden of life. I will continue to cultivate the garden for closeness and togetherness, pull out the weeds, and plant new seeds. I am committed to walking through life alongside you on the tough days and on the joyful days. I will continue to be curious and to learn new things about you as you grow as a person. I am committed to giving you space so that you have your own autonomy and free agency to move about this world. I will remain committed to myself. I am committed to my own emotional and physical health so that I can continue showing up in this relationship with compassion, empathy, care, a lot of fun and adventure, and as the best Jessica that I can be. I am committed to caring for you, nurturing you, and bringing that healing salve to your soul. I will continue to bring my big picture dreams, ambitions, and relentless perseverance to our relationship. I have arrived here today, ready to thrive with you for a lifetime.
Truly beautiful, and I'm forever grateful and honored to unite you two. Jess, Joe. These wedding rings symbolize eternal love and devotion and will serve as a reminder of the commitments you've made here. Joe, please place this ring on Jess's finger.
I give you this, Jessica. Jessica, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love. As it encircles your finger, may it remind you always that you are surrounded by my enduring love.
I will wear it gladly. Whenever I look at it, I will be reminded of this joyous day and the vows that we've made.
Jess, please place this ring on Joe's finger.
Joe, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love. As it encircles your finger, may it remind you always that you are surrounded by my enduring love.
I will wear it gladly. Whenever I look at it, I will remember this joyous day and the vows that we've made.
Jess and Joe, you've exchanged vows and rings as a symbol of your love and commitment. It is my great honor and privilege to now pronounce you husband and wife. You may know case. Let me be the first, family and friends, to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Pyle, to Dr. and Mr. Pyle, Jess and Joe. Everyone, you may find rose petals at the end of your row. Please throw them at Jess and Joe as they exit the aisle.
Not mine. You done went and done good. Yes,
All right, please join us at the reception in about 30 minutes. Jess and Joe will arrive shortly after they take photos, and feel free to start eating before we get there. Thank you.
Mary, I like your headband. Thank you.
Hi, Joe and Jessica. Lori wishes she could be here, but I'm looking forward to telling her how beautiful the ceremony was, how beautiful the vows were. I really had to hold back the tears to keep from crying, but just want to say I love you guys, wish you the best. Joe, you've been a good friend now for since 2014, so looking forward to sharing many more adventures with you and Jessica, and looking forward to see what your future brings.
Congratulations, Jessica. You have many hikes ahead of you.
Congratulations, you guys. I'm so happy for you. I have to say that your vows today may have brought a tear or two to my eye. I'm so happy for all of you, both of you, and the family. Yeah. Congrats. Yay.
Cheers.
Hi, Joe and Jessica. I am a random person wishing you well. However random I may be, it was a beautiful ceremony, and I really liked it. Talked to the person who officiated and said all three of you set it up together, and congratulations for doing such a brilliant job.
Hey Joe and Jess, we love you very much, and we're so happy that you invited us to be a part of this day with you guys. Joe, you look really hot up there. Hopefully I get to hang out with you a little more later tonight.
Congratulations, birthday twin. All right. And we wish you guys a lifetime of happy adventures.
It was beautiful.
Joe and Jessica, congratulations on this very special day. Your ceremony was absolutely beautiful, and I wish you the best and all our love.
Bye.
Say what she said.
What she said.